Good morning. Trying to read what this says. I've got something on the screen that I don't want. So let's find out what it says. Cancel that and let's figure this out. I hate these things. It tells me to go this way. There we go, people. Let's see what we get. I rotated it and it's telling me no. Okay, everybody's going to get me this way today. So, good morning. Apologies for this crazy day. I'm telling you, I've got all kinds of weird things going on in my house. So, good morning, Heather. How are you? Good morning, Mr. Fart Tart. I hope everyone is doing awesome. Like I said, I've got crazy things going on around here. I hope this isn't popping up over you guys because I've got like a whole screen full of stuff going on here. Good morning, George Turner. And good morning, Discovering Sasquatch and Cryptids with Denise. How are you all this morning? I hope you all are well and wonderful. Crazy hair, as usual. I just wanted to say good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Bomber. Yep, the paranormal stuff is going on at my house right now as we speak. It's been going on since about 12:15 this morning. I'm having a day. Good morning, Amelia. Oh, Fart Tart. I didn't realize. I figured with a name like that. I'm sorry. Yep, the veil is very thin right now, Bomber. Heather, you have paranormal stuff going on at your house too? Wow. Good morning, Nassim. I want to tell you guys some things this morning, okay? Oh, you guys are so good to me. I'm telling you, I love you all so much, and I'm so grateful to you for being here. This morning is kind of crazy because we've got things going on with Kiosa. Good morning, Tom Paul, and his group. Scunny, if you all have followed me through the years, is like the major pain in my butt that has existed for 50. I'm not even going to say because I always tell how old I am and I'm getting tired of repeating it. 50 plus. And he has been in Kiosa's group before me. We all know that if you follow. And he has been kind of banished to the outskirts of the tribe. Well, they kind of allowed him back in. So not really understanding what's going on there with that. But we do have a lot of craziness going on with him. Because he is so violent. Yeah, there, I'm wiping my face. He is so violent. A lot of stalking going on. Where I live, I have a sanctuary off to one side of me. And then I have mountains to the other side. And he's decided that he's taking up this pattern to where he intercepts when I go to greet with them and meet with them. So I'm having to like play pass through the guard gate, I guess you could call it. Kind of scary sometimes because him and I have really not gotten along for the entire time. Good morning, Tom. It's very strange to me that they would allow him to be back in like that. I'm not really sure what to do with this information, and this activity that he does with the stalking, because the last time we went through this was a number of years back, and it's not real happiness that I'm dealing with here with him, because I don't want to have an all-out war with him again. The last war ended, with Kiosa kind of stomping a dirt hole into him. Because I didn't see him for 2 years, and when I did finally see Scunny again, he had uh, large portions of his spine still showing through where the skin had grown over, but they were still there. Um, totally disfigured in his face, minus his ear, um, and a finger on the one hand. So I've always thought, that he blamed me for that because he had a hard time accepting the fact that I was in a group with them. So I'm not really sure. I'm trying to give an update this morning on Kiosa, and I'm getting a lot of people asking me if I want to talk about the supernatural part of what's going on in my house. It's really up to you guys. If you guys want me to talk about that, I will. Just let me know. I can see it pop up on the screen here. Also, too, I need to let everybody know it's kind of a wishy-washy video today. So I'm going to apologize for that because I've got a lot of things to say here. I'm trying to spit them out and remember them and try to keep it in under an hour. Okay, so I think first and foremost here, we're going to address the issue about the person or thing that showed up on my last video. No, I was here in the home by myself. I've kind of been addressing that over and over again to the skeptards who come onto the stream and want to sit there and, bag on me, which is fine. That's their choice. But I am to the point with it. It is what it is, people. I can't control these guys. When they decide they're coming through, they're coming through, and I'm not concerned with them because I've dealt with them my whole life. And that's what an Alichi does. She collects them. We're not supposed to have ravens and crows here. And they are soul carriers. And yet I'm surrounded by them. And do not be surprised if you hear in this video them screaming, because that's what they do. Right before I started to make the video, I had one pop up at the door. Bummer, I really didn't even know she was there because I live with them. And I just don't care. She's here. I've got a couple of females here. I've also got some men. Good morning, Renee Wilson. I am trying to figure out how to put this into format for everybody so that everybody doesn't give me grief about how it looks terrible. Yes, Bomber, I have seen her before. As I said, I have many of them that live here. I've got, every now and then, if you watch my videos, you'll see an orb float by. I have, as everyone knows, I have the Sasquatch that live nearby. I have lots of earth energy spirits that live here. I have ghosts, if that's what you want to call them. I just call them remembrances. I do have spirits, which unfortunately I just detest. They get on my nerves so bad. And I have shadow people. I know everybody can run screaming and tell me that it's terrifying to them. Tom Paul, thank you. I don't do Ouija boards because it's just a doorway to another dimension that causes grief. That dimension is inhabited by beings that are evil. I don't mess with them. Shadow people, yes, I have a couple that live here. They've lived here for years. My people believe that they're not what they say they are on the internet, all these demonic entities. They're not. We believe that they are another dimension of people that don't have solidified bodies. And pretty much I've been dealing with these things my whole entire life. So I just accept them for what they are. You know, I have a new one here. My daughter calls him a ghosty. He is a ghosty, you know. Um, they're here, like I said, people who come to visit me, they don't want to visit me. Because they come and they say, that's terrible. Hi, Denise. Yeah, the crows are here all the time. I also have several beings that come through from the canal down the way. Hi, Candy Apple. Where I live is just overwhelmed with spirits and ghosts and entities because the ley lines connect. And Renee, we were talking about shadow people, and they're saying that they're evil, and they're just not. They're just ornery tricksters. You know, they do things, nothing bad. I've never had one of them do anything bad. They just play tricks. You know, they're cantankerous, and that's what they do. The other things that people are seeing and saying are shadow people are not shadow people. You know, they are more than likely, I'm willing to bet money on it, is jinn. You know, jinn always do crazy stuff, you know, because they can change form. But one of their favorite things to do is to assume the form of a black being, you know, a shadow type being that's really inky black. And that's just the way that jinn are. Bummer, you're right about the shadow people. They don't really have discernible features. This spirit that you saw, the little spirit person here, as near as I can figure, she has something to do with the railroad. I'm telling you, jinn, it's the jinn more than anything. And people always say, oh, that's a Middle Eastern thing. Well, I've got news for people. It's not a Middle Eastern thing. We've talked about it, and I'm going to feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but humans are the ones who make the continental lines. You know, this is a country, this is a state, this is a city, this is a county. You know, we do all of this stuff, and it's not them that does it. Halito, Link Paul, how are you? It's more of the fact that they were banished to realms of this planet, you know, areas of this planet specifically for them. So they're out there doing their thing, and they can go wherever they want. You know, it's not because there's a line there that says, oh, sorry, this is just strictly Middle Eastern lore. That's not the case. And it's not lore, it's information. Discovering Sasquatch. If you have oppressive things going on like that, it could be jinn or it could be demonic. And I hate telling people that. Of the two, I would prefer it to be jinn, because then if it's demonic, then you have a whole other aspect that you would have to deal with. Here in my home, it is jinn and shadow people. And you want to talk about confusion? Let's talk about confusion. People, I put it this way. People who come to visit with me either A, get a jinn who does nasty things and does whatever he wants. And then I have a shadow person who is like, oh yes, we can have visitors, but I'm still going to play tricks on them. And Denise, I'm not understanding if you're asking me, are the jinn hurting my Sasquatch? Is that what you're asking me? Because if that's the case, no. They have no control over the Steyama. The Steyama are free, independent beings. I'm trying to think. Okay, Denise, no. Nothing is hurting my Steyama. Nothing. Everything here is that way is controlled by the Steyama in their area. Nothing bothers them at all. I'm not sure what it is you're seeing, so I do apologize for that. I mean, I can't help that. My Steyama here, as I said, Kiosa, then them are getting ready to head back home after about the middle of December. They'll leave, and then they'll come back. But they're getting ready to leave, so they are stocking up on food, kind of building up the nest so that way they don't fall apart while they're gone. It is a given that when they are gone, things take over their, I don't want to call them burrows, their cave system, their tunnel system, whatever you want to call it. Other animals do move in, so while that is occurring, they have to be prepared to take them out when they get home. So it's like us coming back from a vacation, finding out that we have rats or something in our house. They have to enter, get rid of it. Okay. Thank you, Denise. I would appreciate that. Trying to think here because like I said, I had so much I want to tell you guys. The paranormal stuff, if you guys want me to do videos on that, I can. Okay, we can definitely do videos on that. I want to make sure that I cover what everyone wants, Hi, Z's mom. I do have an announcement that I want to talk about. Okay, I see that more paranormal is coming up, okay? I want to let those of you who are not patrons of my Patreon know that I am going to be doing a video next week that will specifically go to my YouTube page first. And in that video, I'm going to reveal what exactly has been taking people out of the national forests, your 411. And as I said before on my Patreon page, Dave Paulides, I'm sorry, my mind is kind of skipping around here. Dave Paulides came to visit me several years back, and I told him at the time that there was no Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Sayama, whatever you want to call them, never told him, that it was Sasquatch taking people, because it's not. It's just not. And when you try to explain to somebody something that their brain can't comprehend or that they can't accept exists, it makes it really hard for them. And that's fine. But I kind of just shut down. And Z's mom, that's part of it, yes. So I want to make this video and extend the hand yet again. I know everyone keeps saying, why do you extend the hand, Cat, when people bite it off, and attack you and do all this stuff? Well, I do it because it's what I was told to do. I was told to do all this. So from one human being to another human being, it's my way of helping, and I think I've kind of proven over and over again that by helping, people can help themselves, I appreciate you guys and love you guys too. Thank you, Z's mom. It's empathic, it's just bad. Yes, Bomber, you're right. The people go after you like you can't imagine. Thank you, Charlie. I just want everyone to know that I do extend the hand for everyone. I don't care if you're my enemy. I still will extend the hand because that's what we're supposed to do. People have a hard time with this planet because it's a learning planet. And you're right, Denise. It is very, very confusing. People don't understand that we're having a lot of bleed through from other realms. And I don't know how to say it. They have these problems with themselves. So, because they can't accept what I'm telling them, they come after me. And being a women's advocate, it's hard, but you know what? I've had to learn to be tough and to accept the fact that that's just the way they are. Yes, Becky, Kiosa is nearby. What happened to me before will never happen to me again. Ever. I've made sure of that. People can be horrifying, and I've discovered this, and I talk about this. Kiosa and his group are completely safe. Like I said, they're getting ready to leave. Nancy, PM me on Messenger after this video, please, and we'll talk. I just want everyone to know that if there is someone out there that needs help, I help them. Even if they don't want to accept what I have to say. It's just like when I told Kiosa that they don't believe that you exist, that Stayama don't exist. He hit his heart really hard, and he said, I'm here. And man, a few words, he can't comprehend it. He doesn't understand why people are so hostile to them and have been for centuries. He doesn't get it. So to him, he's like, extending the hand, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work for some people. Myself, I've extended the hand. I extend the hand until I pull back a nub. And once the nub is pulled back, then it's over and done with. But Kiosa and his group are getting ready to leave, as I said. And they're too old to bring me back a baby as much as I want one. I haven't had one for years and years, and I want a baby. I miss them so badly. I do, on the other hand, have young juvenile dogmen, which is not an enjoyable experience at all. People don't understand what they're dealing with, and when you try to help them, they don't want to believe it, so that makes it all the harder. Case in point, my dogman, that noise you are hearing is not a spirit, not a ghost. That is my big guy Scipio talking to me, telling me that he's tired of me talking. Thank you, Denise. Like I said, this place is crazy. And when Kiosa is here, he's funny because he comes in growling and throwing his weight around. And then everybody has to leave and kind of make like a path for him. And that's fine. You know, spirits attach themselves, beings, entities, whatever you want to call them, attach themselves to these guys because they have the ability to, whatever you want to call it, portal hop, whatever you want to call it. And they go home. I'm laughing because you guys are making me laugh with all the comments. Lemmy is, is the older female. She's the oldest female with the atrophied arm. She's kind of having some trouble this year. And I'm not sure what's going on. Kiosa keeps telling me that she's fine and that they will, they'll take care of her like they always do. As for the rest of them, Tall Woman, Nali, they're doing really good. Nali has decided that he's going to patrol the whole entire area water canal system up and down. We have 2 cornfields, that are hundreds of acres down about 3 miles from me. And they have worn a path from one cornfield across the road to the next cornfield. And then from there, they head up to the water system that we have for the farmers. And they're up there. Going through those canal systems, they are pulling up some... No, Scipio, lay down and stop that. No, we're not playing with your toy. I'm sorry, guys. Good morning, Priscilla. These guys are catching some pretty good sized catfish out of these canals. So people are constantly asking me, is there not enough water there for them? Aren't they starving? Believe me, they're not starving. I've got about 50 rabbits that come in and out of my yard. I've got hundreds of quails. Yes, Priscilla, they do mind speak. And by they, I mean Lemmy, Kiosa, Tall Woman, Nali sometimes, the twins sometimes too. I wish they wouldn't talk to me. I find it interesting that a lot of you guys that are messaging me here have had interactions with them. I really would like you guys to feel free to leave me in the comments, or you can PM me and talk to me about that. Randy, you want to know about reptilians? Well, Randy, we can talk about the reptilians on another video if you like, or if you want to PM me, that would be fine. You guys are asking me what do I think is the most scariest cryptid that I've encountered. I'm not going to answer that per se because that's going to go into that video, but I will mention one of them, and I'm pretty sure if you guys have followed me at all, like you guys have, you know that it's face eaters. Face eaters are like lords of chaos. They're just horrifying things to deal with. I never want to deal with them. People have called, to go deal with dogmen. I do that on a daily basis here for the tribe that I'm around. I think that dogmen are terrifying. They were when I was younger. You know, thank you, Prada. It is a beautiful morning. Face eaters, they stalk people. And I want to say that first and foremost. Dogmen stalk you too, but dogmen are a lot more subtle about it. Face eaters come at you full force, and the way that they do it, it's not good. They come down at night, and dogmen play these funky little tricks, which is I've discovered, discussed in the other videos, where they'll tap on your window, or they'll do things, face at the window, trying to scare you. Face eaters aren't like that. They come down and they literally go for you. It's kind of terrifying because they go through your garbage at night. They do some things that are just not cool. And then once they have discovered where you are, they watch and they figure out your patterns. How do I know this? I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to 4 clients that I had to deal with. These guys come in mass. If you see one face eater, there's more. They don't travel by themselves usually, unless they're hunting or something. Denise, face eaters are not demons at all. Face eaters are another branch. They're an offshoot branch. And these guys, you guys need to look up the Beast of 7 Shoots. Okay? Thank you, Montenay. I really, really appreciate that. No, shotgun's not going to help with these guys. They're huge. These guys are huge. I just want people to understand that you're calling them Gugwe, I guess. That's the name that one of the other Indian tribes apparently had used for them. And that's fine. Face eaters, look up on the internet the Beast of 7 Shoots. You're going to find a photo of one. They've got the baboon snout. That was one of the things that I was really kind of ticked off about when that movie Primal Rage or whatever it was came out, because there was a gentleman that sat there and picked through my brain, trying to feel out what was going on. Hello, LT. It was hard because I didn't know what he was doing. If he had told me what he was doing, I would have dealt with it. It shoots is spelled Chutees. Instead, he made it so that they used what a face eater looks like in that movie. And it's very hard for me to have people take what I say and misconstrue it. They've got the long baboon face. They've got huge canines. It looks like a giant baboon head on a Theyama body with more of a pot belly. They're very thick around the waist. And these guys weigh a lot more than a Theyama. Stay-in-my usually I'm pretty good at estimating these guys, and I have had them step up on a scale before. That was fun in and of itself. That was many, many years ago. Kiosa weighs right around 600 pounds. These guys, just looking at them and their body mass, they weigh so much more. They're terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying. Yes, Renee, I did. We had where I used to live, we had a trucking scale for things to be weighed for the dump. And yeah, good morning, Christy. I'm just saying that to me, if I have to deal with a face eater, that's one of the worst things for me. It used to be dogmen, because when I was younger, I was terrified of them. I didn't know what they were. Now they just piss me off. Sorry. So do skinwalkers. You know? Yes, whack cackle. That's exactly what it means. People don't realize the danger they put themselves in by feeding face eaters. These guys will hunt you, stalk you, kill you, come kill your family, dig you up. And they're very intelligent. Oh my heck, they are so intelligent. It's not funny. I had someone tell me that they saw him park in their area because he was investigating, trying to figure out what they were. They were bugging his ranch, and he went up into the hills, and they started, once he had been lured away from his truck, he heard a very loud kind of bang pop sound, and when he went back towards that sound, it was actually the tires being ripped off of his truck so that he couldn't get away. Good morning, Lynn. It was really terrifying for him because he had to run for his life. And thank God the man had a phone on him, because he was calling at the same time his brother that was just down the road on a different path. And apparently he was able to get to him. He jumped into the back of that guy's truck. And it just was just unbelievable. These guys are just horrifying. Came to his house, started messing with his house. It got to the point where he had to send his wife away, had to send his kids away. It's just, who wants to live like that? They're just awful. So when you ask me what's the worst one, they are the worst ones that I've had to deal with. Other beings, you kind of understand what they're about. Hi, White Wolf. These guys are very reclusive. Yes and no, Denise. The face eaters do not stay in the same habitat down low. These guys are up on the top of the mountains, the hills around you. Stay-in-my have a level. They live in between. And I'm not real sure how to make people understand that we're down here on the bottom. Stay-in-my are here. And then we have up here are the face eaters. Okay, so you have all these hunters, Good morning, Linda. Good morning again, Denise. I am so appreciative of you. You as well, Fart Tart. Thank you. The Sasquatch are down here, right just above us so that they can come down to us. For the face eaters to come down off of that hill off of that mountain down here to us shows you that they are out of food. There's nothing up here for them. They've literally hunted it dry. And these guys, instead of going and looking, as a hunter-gatherer type of group does, like Kiosa does, him and his group range and then come home, range and then come home. These guys will come down to where human beings are and will hunt your cats, hunt your dogs, hunt your kids, hunt you. These guys are, what's the word? Predators to the extreme. And they don't care where it comes from. They need sustenance, so they're gonna take it wherever they can get it. Humans, they don't care. And like I've said before, we've made it very easy for them to get what they want. They can go in golf courses, fish ponds, chicken farms. They're just horrifying beings, and they have no remorse, no guilt, no compassion. They really don't. Not that I have ever seen. They will kill at the drop of a hat. I think it's okay. And the more fear that they can evoke, good. They don't care. They're happy. Kiosa and his group, are down here with this area. You want to know what their weakness is? Well, that is what creates the bone piles. Somebody just asked, what creates the bone piles? These guys. That's how I first knew when I lived on the top of the mountain. Renee, I don't believe they are interdimensional. These guys are here, and my people have known that they've been here forever. When I lived on the mountaintops there in Utah, there were so many bone piles on my property. Oh my gosh, it was horrifying. I just was like, I can't deal with these things. And it seemed like every time I turn around, I'd find a bone pile. And that was when I had started to investigate. That's when I had to hide up in the tree. They're horrifying. And they don't cover their tracks. They don't try to hide themselves at all. Not like the Steyama do. These guys have no fear. I mean, what are you going to do? What's a human being going to do? Someone on here said a shotgun. Well, if you were going to use a shotgun, probably a rifled slug or I'm sorry, Renee just asked a really good question. Double up buck would cover it. Like I said, I always go out with a 444 Marlin, my big gun, my elephant gun. And it's just terrifying to me to think that people are out there with like a shotgun with just bird shot in it or whatever. You probably have to crank that choke down on that gun. By White Wolf, it's just these guys don't really have a fear of us. And what can take them out? Well, it'd have to be several humans attacking them at once, to be really honest with you, because they're flesh and blood. They're not going anywhere. And they're going to stand and fight. People wonder why they haven't seen them. I believe that there's quite a number of the Native American tribes that have dealt with them over the years. They know what they are, and I've been trained by 3 different elders from different tribes. and spoken to many, many more over the years. And I think they all have a name for these beings that live up there. I choose the name face eater because that's what my people call them, because they will bite your face off. It's one of the main things they go for first is your head. And is it carried around on a pike? Yeah. Pretty much they do it that way. They do whatever they can. These are one of the few groups that wear ornamentation. And that's all I'm going to say about that subject. Priscilla, I'm not understanding what you're asking. Do I go down there? Do I go to where their Zayama are or where the face eaters are? Because I don't go where face eaters are. I don't, unless I have to. If somebody calls me and I have to go there, then I'm going to go there. But if they're not, yes, Christy, I I can say that I believe that when they growl like that, there's a way for them to growl. And the growl that Kiosa and them do is a low rumble. And no, Denise, they are not small. Face eaters are not small. When Kiosa and them growl, it's first a warning, just a warning for anything. It's pretty low rumble that is felt clear through your bones. It reminds me of ELF, extremely low frequency like elephants use, because you feel it in your bones, in your heart, in your liver, everything. But when they growl, as in, I'm getting ready to attack you, yes, their hair stands up. It's just like, oh, there went my phone. Sorry, folks. It just is one of those things where the hair stands up to make them bigger, to be more intimidating. And even the babies do this. I have pictures of the babies when they were little, and they practice, being hyper aggressive, and their hair stands out. By Ohio Grassman, he's telling us that we're worshiping fallen angels. Okay. I have a lot to say on that subject too. Steyama are not fallen angels. They never fell. So I'm just done with that. I'm sorry, people. Things like that just irritate me. Face eaters are violent. Is that what you're saying? Because face eaters are bad, yeah. But other things that are here are not. Like I said, I've got to go back here, I think, because I feel like people are not understanding what I'm saying. This planet is a teaching planet, okay? And I can show you, if you're any type of person who reads the Bible, that these beings were here from the beginning, okay? They are not fallen angels, So I really get upset when people misunderstand or misconstrue what I'm saying. This planet is a teaching planet. Everything is welcome here. It's just like high school. Okay, you got your jerks, you've got people that are friendly, you got people that are not friendly, you got people that are helpful, people and people that are not helpful. You got people that'll take you out into the forest and get you drunk. I mean, and just think about high school and how chaotic it was. Okay, that's what's going on here. So, that being said, face eaters are definite no-nos. I don't want anybody interacting with them. And I have had a couple of people interact with them and bad things happen. Okay? Steama will make contact with you if they want to have contact with you. You can't make what you're saying, you can't make the Steama contact you. You can't. They choose who they're going to interact with. Okay? Dogman, Nishofa Chico, that one's going to drive me nuts too. Okay, because if you want to interact with that, you can contact them. You can make them come. It's just not so crazy to me because all the stuff that goes on around here, people choose, you have free will to choose what you interact with. And if you interact with these guys, it's not good. Okay? There's always a price to be paid. I need people to understand that too, because I tell people that I'm not sure how to say this. If you want to interact with these things, then make the conscious decision to do it. It's going to be bad. And in trying to do that, my people believe that if you interact with these beings long enough, if you're not of the mindset that you can interact with them, you're gonna go crazy. Literally, it makes you go crazy and do things that you would never normally do. And I tell people, think of like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, how he went crazy nutso. Okay? It's just that way. And I'm sorry, and I've told so many people this, and people don't believe me, and I've watched over the years researchers go crazy. And it's because you're not meant to contact these things. Okay? So before you do what you think you're going to do, I need you guys to really think about this, because even I pay a price for having to deal with these guys. Nosebleeds, migraines. My doctor is crazy with me over the migraines because he says, I don't understand why you have 7 migraines a week all month long. Every day you have a migraine. I have told him, and he's very funny that way because he comes from Korea, and they do believe in stayama there. And he says to tell them to stop talking to me because of the headaches that they give me. So if I sit there and constantly have my mind speak with them, this is what I'm going to get. And that's with my brain that was supposedly made to be able to deal with this. So I want you guys to pass that information along if you can to anybody you know who's decided they're going to go have contact with them on a constant basis. I want to address too real quick. People have asked me how come I stopped making the videos. Well, as you all know, I was really sick. I am getting better, but I will be gone for a little while. I'm going to go have another surgery done. And while I'm gone, I guess Kiosa and then will be doing their own thing around here. Right now it's pumpkin time, and that is something I did want to share with you guys. These guys, if you guys have pumpkins that come up missing and you live or think you have a stadium around, in your area, face eaters as well, unfortunately, you're gonna find out that if they're missing, it's them. And I tell everybody, I give you guys a real simple way to contact them to find out. If you want, pop it up here on the screen if you want to know, because it's one way to let you know if you have a stadium in your area. Pumpkins are like a massive, major thing for them. Thank you, Karen. I think so too, Whack Heckle. Pumpkins, squash, watermelons, cantaloupes sometimes, it depends. Potatoes, rhubarb, things like that. You guys can set out and they will take them, okay? Because I'll get a lot of people asking me, well, what can I put out as a gift to them? If you want to leave gifts, that's fine. Do not leave them on your porch. Do not leave them in your backyard. Don't leave them in your garage, because these guys will start thinking that's where they're allowed to come. The other part that I tell people is do not make a habit of it. Okay, don't. Just take it out, leave it, and that's it. Because otherwise, free food is free food. That's exactly right, Denise. That's what I tell everybody to do with your pumpkins. And around here, I go around and collect them. I collect the pumpkins and I look like a nut job because I collect. And then I take them all out and dump them, because that way they can eat them, and it's a good food source for them, and they absolutely love them. I want to know you guys to know too that I'm gonna try and get some more pictures of the inside of a portal, because a lot of you have asked me, what does it look like? So I'm going to try. Don't make any promises. I've read some comments in some of the groups about my photos, and they say, why doesn't she go and get another camera or do these things? I just got asked a question about moon cycle. Not with mine. They're active pretty much all the time, when they want to be. My photos are my photos. And I'm not a rich person by any means, shape, or form. So I want to let everyone know that the photos that I take are not enhanced, because that was a big thing that was being said about me. And so I'm addressing it again. And with them not being enhanced, sometimes they look like crap. Sorry, but they do, and I've had people complain about that, saying, why don't they look better? I can't make them hold still, and I can't line them all up in a little group and say, hey guys, please do this for me. They're not going to do it. They don't like cameras as it is. So, or CD players, or phones. They've got their own issues with them, and that's fine. I understand why they do. But here's the reality. When things vibrate at a different frequency than we do, and I'm not saying that makes them paranormal, but they vibrate at a different frequency. So everybody needs to get that. We set our cameras and ourselves for one frequency. We're on one frequency level. They're a little bit above us. So it's going to, not line up. So you're going to get blurry pictures, whether you like it or not. And I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but it does. I'm serious here. Happen a lot. And I do have some pictures that are really good. And to be really honest with you, I believe that they controlled that. And I don't know. I just have a feeling, because sometimes they won't answer me about certain questions. And when I've asked about that, I don't get an answer. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to just keep taking pictures and post them for whoever wants to see them. And if you want to go out and take them and Photoshop them and make them say that there's something else that was Photoshopped, then go for it. Because it's funny to me. It really is. It's just sad and it's funny at the same time. I don't know how to Photoshop. And if any of you guys know me over the years and have listened to me on my videos or have seen me in the groups, I am like the biggest technotard when it comes to the computer. I had to have my daughter show me again how to use something on my phone. I don't know how to do that stuff. I'm not interested in it. Technical stuff does not interest me. So for me to think doing that, to me, it's just funny. Other people get all bent out of shape and I can't do it, It's just funny to me. So the pictures that I get, you guys get, okay? If you want to see pictures, go to my Facebook, because that's where they're at. They're there. And go through my albums. You'll see them, It's so, like I said, it's so funny to me because when I have posted them up, people don't understand what they're looking at. But once you explain to them, hey, look, back up about 10 feet and look at it. And then they're like, oh my God, he's right there. I'm like, yeah, he's right there in the picture. So they control it. I know they do. They haven't admitted it yet, but they do. They control what we see. And people also want to know, how come you don't get a picture? That's another thing. I don't like it when people take pictures of me. I'm one of those people, you guys know from my videos for years and years, I don't want people to see me. I really don't, especially after the attack. I mean, seriously, 157 stitches? Come on now. I've really had to work on all of that, getting over that. And I still don't wear my hair down in my face because I don't want people to see the scars. So think about that, when you go to take a picture of one of these guys. Do they want you to take that picture? Maybe. Maybe they'll pose for it. Maybe they'll let you take it long enough, stand there long enough and let you take it. Other times, you taking a picture of them is completely accidental. And then there are other times when they say no. Okay, they're going to hit you with infrasound. They're going to vibrate at a much higher frequency. Or they're going to do my favorite, which is my most favorite picture, that I have of them where they're invisible. And people say, how the heck can you take a picture of an invisible Bigfoot cat? Well, go to my Facebook page and look. It's in my photo albums. These guys, think of it as if you ever watch CSI or something where someone shoots a gun and there's like an outline of a person there. That's what these guys do when they go invisible. So lots of information. Maybe I'll put the Facebook page back up that I used to have, where I answered questions on it. Let me know what you guys think about that. Because I tried to explain a lot of stuff there. Unfortunately, I got a lot of jerky babies there that came through and were a-holes. It's just a horrible thing to try to explain to people that can't comprehend it. So, anywho, next week, Nancy, I'm going to answer this question real quick, people. Nancy, back in 2009, almost 10. So leave me a message and I can get back to you, okay? Yeah, that's right, Lynn. You guys look for the video next week. I'll make an announcement before I put it out. And that way, you guys can check it out once it comes out on YouTube. I'm sure it's going to be one of those things where I get a lot of comments. You know, you're a real witch for not telling people, you're crazy, that sort of thing. And that's fine. Like I said, I don't want people arguing on this thread. I just want everybody to get along because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I'm going to extend the hand. Okay, guys? And just promise me this. If I extend the hand and I draw back a bloody nub, you guys will still love me. Anywho, I will let you guys go. And I wish you all a very, very merry, merry, merry Halloween. That's my favorite holiday out of the year. So, you guys have a great, great day, okay? Know that I really appreciate all of you. And now I'm going to pick you guys up and I'm going to try to figure out how to exit this off. And thank you guys for being the awesome followers, fans, friends, human beings that you are. I love you all. Bye, guys.